today as the nation's COVID czar comes under increasing attacks from Fox News, who claim he ignored suspicions that the COVID virus was leaked from a lab in Wuhan, China.
Tony Fauci knew from the beginning that COVID may have been manufactured in China. Emails now prove that Dr. Fauci knew that everything was happening in the lab.
Mr. President, you saw comments from Dr. Fauci?
The president was asked about the uproar as he was leaving a news briefing today. He stuck his head back into the room to answer.
Yes, I'm very calm.
How many people died unnecessarily because of this? How many people have to die because of this man's decisions before you're allowed to question him? Before you're allowed to question the motives of, are you really here to serve the public, or are you here to serve the people whose funding you control and that you are thereby controlled through? Because it seems pretty obvious if you start looking at the evidence which side he's on. And folks, it ain't ours. Sorry, it's not our side. If he was on our side, he would comment of all of this yet? Hey, it's not a good idea to censor people that are discussing this. You're taking medical doctors and researchers off of your platform for discussing potential cures. You should probably stop that. Has he said that?
No.
Oh, weird. And you still think this dude's good? You still think he's some benevolent, generous man who's just trying to do his best? Forget that. Maybe it's true. If that's true, he is the dumbest doctor I have ever seen in my entire life. So you can pick which one you want him to be. Either he knows exactly what he's doing and he's not on our side, or he's genuinely that stupid that he doesn't realize every decision he makes just happens to benefit the pharmaceutical industry at the expense of the population.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Some way that we grow vaccines mostly in eggs, the way we did in 1947.
In order to make the transition from getting out of the tried and true egg growing, which we know gives us results that can be, beneficial. I mean, we've done well with that, to something that has to be much better. You have to prove that this works, and then you've got to go through all of the clinical trials, phase 1s, phase 2s, phase 3, and then show that this particular product is going to be good over a period of years. That alone, if it works perfectly, is going to take a day.
The way that you can do that effectively is to create an environment in which you don't force people who are the subjects or the targets of your education and behavioral modification. If you force them underground, if you make your education in an environment of oppressiveness, you're not going to get to the people that you need to get to. You've got to create a situation where people understand that they're not going to be stigmatized, that they're not going to lose their human rights when they find out that they're infected, that you're going to do something to help them. You see more and more people coming in, getting the education, and ultimately modifying their behavior. We have already seen that in spades in this country, and that's the environment that we are suggesting to our colleagues overseas to do, because in some of the developing nations that you're referring to, it is an oppressive situation for rights. In some societies, they're not allowed that right. Those are the things we need to look at, not oppressing or forcing people to do things, because it never works that way.
There are a number of people, for one reason or other, who just do not want to comply and get vaccinated. We've got to get them vaccinated. And hopefully they will do it willingly. If not, there will have to be things that will essentially put pressure on them, such as you're not going to work in this particular agency or institution. And I believe that once we start doing that, you will see more and more people willingly get vaccinated.